Shalom, shalom. Get into the topic of because we got these holidays coming up, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm just capitalize on both of them, kill two birds with one stone. With this video right here about these pagan holidays and why we not supposed to worship it. Lord willing, edified. I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders that teach well and rule well. Those are the elders of GMS. And salutation to the hopeful elect. That's out there teaching the truth and sincerity. Shalom to y'all. I'm gonna start off in. Let me start off in Matthew. Let me start off in Matthew. No, Salakia is in Mark. I'm gonna get one in Matthew real quick. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? Let me start at verse 1. Matthew chapter 15, verse 1. Then came to Yahushua scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, Why do thy disciples transgress the traditions of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread. So the scribes and Pharisees, the wicked scribes and Pharisees, they were saying, why do they transgress the traditions of the elders by not washing their hands when they eat bread? And this way Yahushua answered. Verse 3, but he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? For God commanded, saying, Honor thy father and thy mother, and he that curses father or mother, let him die the death. Really, my point is verse 3. It says, But he answered and said unto them, Why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your traditions? As Babylon's, like you can say now in Babylon's traditions, why do we transgress? We transgress Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by following the traditions of America, the traditions of the mystery Babylon, the great whore. We follow the traditions of man, but we don't follow the commandments of God. Like we follow Halloween. Halloween is nowhere in the scriptures. We vote. That's the traditions of man. We not even supposed to be voting. Let me just get that real quick. That we're not supposed to be voting because nobody that we voted for is our brother. We not. It's like Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, let me start at verse 14. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Verse 15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger which is not thy brother. We're not supposed to set a stranger that is not our brother. We're not supposed to be voting for these presidents, these governments, because they're not teaching our people that they Israelites, They're not teaching us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And in Matthew chapter 12, in verse 50, it says, "For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother, my sister, and my mother." So whoever is doing the law, statutes, commandments, those are your brother, your sister, and your mother. You know. But back to the point that these wicked holidays, you know, let me get it counter Mark. Mark chapter 7, verse 7. I'm gonna start at verse 6. Mark chapter 7, verse 6. He answered and said unto them, Will hath Elijah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, that people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Right. So we honor Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who the world calls God, and so-called Jesus Christ. We honor them with our lips. You know, we say, "Oh, we love God." You know, but the love of God is keeping the commandments. You know, we honor Him with our lips, but our heart, our mind is far away from is from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because our minds, we not thinking about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We not thinking about keeping the law, statutes, commandments, because we thinking about smoking weed. We thinking about our next high. We thinking about what we gonna do this weekend. What club we gonna go to. Our heart is far away from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, but our lips say that we honor Him. You know. Verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Right. So America teaches us the Thanksgiving is coming up. We gotta keep Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, that's, if you go to the secular history, that's the slaughter of the so-called Native Americans. You know, those are the Israelites, and the Northern Kingdom also, the Puerto Ricans, Ephraim on down. You know, that's celebrating the slaughter of them. And Trump, he calls them immigrants, but they the one who was on this land first. And Christopher Columbus, he came and raped, he murdered, and he ultimately brought into captivity the Native Americans, you know. So verse 7, howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. These are commandments of man. These pagan holidays, these commandments of man, not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They're not in the scriptures. Well, verse I wanted to get, Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. I'm going to start at verse 20. Amos chapter 5, verse 20. Shall not the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assembly. So he hate and despise our feast days. Thanksgiving, Christmas, July, 4th of July. He hates our feast days because like it says in Matthew, they off the commandments of men. These are the ways of the heathen, as it says in Jeremiah, and I'm gonna get it. But Amos chapter 3, verse 21 again. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I guard the peace offerings in your fat beasts. You know, because we eat chitlins, we eat ham, you know, on Thanksgiving, and we pray upon it. They pray with their closed hands. They pray upon it, you know, say, thank you, God, for this food. But the Lord's not hearing that, because you turn your ear from hearing the law, statutes, commandments, so your prayer is an abomination. as it says in Proverbs chapter 28 and verse 9. You turn your ear from the law, your prayers become an abomination. So the Lord's not hearing your prayers when you praying over your swine, you praying over all your abomination foods, lobster, shrimp, crab. You praying over all that. The Lord's not hearing it. You know, that's why people are steady getting wiped out by these diseases, cause we stiff necked, man. We hard headed. Um, Read verse 22 again. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. All right, so we're supposed to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We're not supposed to be celebrating these pagan holidays, man. Let me get a few more scripts. Colossians chapter 2, I'm going to start at verse 6. As ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahushua the Lord, so ye walk in him. So we open up to this truth, you know, we've received the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and we has to walk in him. You know, keep these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. Prophesy, because the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is prophecy. He prophesied. So if we have the spirit of him, we're going to prophesy. Prophesy the downfall of America. Prophesy the RFID chip. That's the mark of the beast. You know, we're supposed to prophesy having that spirit. Verse 7, rooted. Yeah, verse 7, rooted and built up in him and established in faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Verse 8, beware lest any man spoil you through vain, Salakia. Verse 8 again, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. So we that's just like what I said in the previous verse. We not to be following the ways of the world. Halloween, Easter, all these pagan holidays, we're not supposed to be following it. We got our own holidays. We got Hanukkah. You know, Hanukkah is coming up this month. We got that. We got Passover. We got Day of Atonement. We got the feast of the weeks. You know, we got numerous of holy days. That's new moon. We got holy days that we can congregate. So we're not supposed to be following the ways of the world, you know, because those are spirits. It gets real spiritual around this time. It's spiritual warfare heavy around this time, because these pagan traditions are going about, and our people, the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we walking around like zombies. We don't know what's going on. Black Friday coming up. That's when the slaves, they were sold for a discount price. You know. Let me get another precept. Second Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3, for the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. So we're gonna be going off, man. The majority of us as a nation as a whole, Black, Spanish, and Native Americans, we're gonna be going off, man. We're gonna be giving to We're gonna be we're not gonna be enduring sound doctrine. Christianity, that's not sound. It's not sound at all. Once you read these scriptures, Christianity is not sound doctrine. You know, verse 4, and they and let me go back to verse 3. And they shall heap to themselves teachers having itchy ears, like these fake pastors, man. T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, they're all false pastors. They're all false prophets. You know. But verse 4, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and they and shall be turned unto fables. Oh, so I don't think that's the one I wanted. I think that is, I guess. Slacky. Yeah, I guess that is what I wanted. Slacky, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse, chapter 2 Timothy chapter 4, I'm going to go to verse 4 again. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables. Right, these fables, these pagan holidays. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Right, you wasn't be doing the work of an evangelist, the elect, teaching this gospel. That's an evangelist. You know, we teach and we preach the gospel. Let me see if there's anything else I can get. I think that's about it. Yeah, man. So pretty much the topic. Are we not supposed to be following the tradition of men, and we're supposed to follow the law, statutes, commandments? Oh, come on. Let me get one more for Christmas. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse, I'm start at verse 1. Hear ye the word which Yahweh by Shem Yahushua speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, learn not the way of the heathen, learn not the way of the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites, learn not the way of the Arab. You know, they got that Muslim religion that's pushing heavy in America, in Babylon right now. So we not to follow the ways of these heathens. You know, the Hamites getting lineups. You know, the so-called Chinese and Japanese, the Moabites and the Ammonites. We not to follow the ways of these heathens. Period. You know, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right, they worship these stars. Like that goes into zodiac sign too. We're not supposed to be, it's truth in the zodiac signs. We're not supposed to be following these zodiac signs, you know, acting a way, like they give you a post on how you're supposed to act this day as a certain sign, or saying it's Sagittarius season, it's whatsoever Capricorn season. We're not supposed to be dabbling into all that. That's the way of the heathen. And on the left-hand side. Verse 3. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. They're meaningless. They don't mean nothing. Following them is worthless. You know, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of a workman with an axe. So they cut the tree out of the forest. This is Christmas. Verse 4 is going to explain it. It says, they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. Right, that's these Christmas trees, man. That's the way of the heathen. We're not supposed to be following that. You know, if you go to the origin of Christmas, that's a whole orgy and some gay shit going on. That's not our truth. That's the way of the heathen. Verse 5, they are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither is it them to do good. They can't do good, they can't do evil. These idols that they put up, these Christmas trees, they're worthless, you know. And we're not to follow the way of the heathen. So Lord willing, you was edified, man. Not to follow the ways of these heathen, because that's transgressing the law. You know, we was commanded not to do it. Lord willing, you was edified. Call halayim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakar Kadash, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushua, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushua, Barakta Yahweh, Barakta Yahushua. Call halayim la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that teach well, rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's out there teach the truth and sincerity. Shalom, Mawaf, Allah, Babao, endure.